Hey there, hopefuls! It's Melissa. Thank you for tuning in to the Hopeful Simplicity podcast. Throughout these episodes, we're going to talk about common organizing questions and situations. I cannot wait to help you simplify, sort, and sustain your organized and less stressed life. So let's jump right in. Today's 15-minute find is taking us into the kitchen. Sorting for habits was never really something I thought of until I started really loving it. Dishes. I hate dishes. I know some people love dishes. Now, mind you, I love a clean sink in the morning. I do love that, but I hate the dishes. But the love of the clean sink outpowers the hate of the dishes. So having a sorted spot for a task or a habit, it's kind of like having a cleaning caddy, but it's not portable, right? So we have one space under the sink, under the kitchen sink, that's just for doing the dishes. It's just for that task, for that habit, for that air quote ugly sound chore. Whatever that might be, I want you to think about the action. What stuff is needed to be needed to complete said action? Let's stick with the dishes. I know we have the sponges or the scrubby things. I like the yellow and the green combo. And we've got our Pampered Chef scraper. I've got the sink soap, dish soap, and I've got dishwasher pads or pods or those things that I don't even like the texture on that fit inside the dishwasher, but they come prepackaged. It's like a liquid inside a plastic bubble. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's called a pod. Somebody can correct me later if I'm wrong. Think about the task at hand and everything you need to complete that task. Doing dishes. You have a dirty dish, you need it to be a clean dish, right? That's your action item. Everything you need to make that happen, go ahead and put them together. Create a sorted home for just that task and everything that's needed for it. Now set those timers and tune in as we talk about today's organizing topic.
Today's topic is brought to you by the Organizing Style Quiz. Personal organizing styles can vary from person to person and space to space. Determining your style for success is the first step towards simplifying, sorting, and sustaining an organized life. Grab your complimentary quiz online today.
I'm just messy. I'm just lazy. I can't get organized. Have you ever heard someone say that, or said it yourself, or even said it to yourself in your head? Those thoughts, oh, crickets. I've heard them from clients over and over and over, and mostly it's from clients that have tried to get organized before, but it didn't seem to stick. Whether it was, I hired somebody to come in and they brought all these amazing containers and everything was beautiful, and then they left, and a month later I was just cluttered up and messy again. Something must be wrong with me, right? Like that's the only logical solution. Clearly something is wrong with me because it was right and I made it wrong. Maybe you didn't even hire somebody. Maybe you did it yourself. Maybe you followed this Netflix show and you went step by step, room by room, and you did everything, right? Do I love it? Did I touch it? Did I edit it? Whatever it might be, you've tried it. And you feel like you've tried it all. But have you tried it your way? That's my go-to question when people start with the I'm just messy and lazy parts when it comes to getting organized. Often it's a matter of trying to fit in a box not built for you. So organizing, and you've probably heard me say, and you will continue to hear me say, it's not a one size fits all. And it's like learning what works for you, right? I'm a person, I have to work out the math line by line, number by number, and I probably still get it wrong because numbers aren't my thing, but I can't just listen to you do it and then poof, do it myself. I have to work it out, right? I mean, pen to paper solver. Books and stuff, I can learn, I can read it, I can listen to it, whatever it is, I can consume it. Organizing is no different than other consumable learning opportunities. It's learning what works for you that can sometimes trip people up. It's, do you need a clear container because you're a visual organizer? Do you need a container with a lid because you're a micro organizer? Do you need a cork board because you're a visual organizer? Do you need solid colored cabinets because you're a non-visual organizer? I'm asking these questions because it's not a matter of being messy or lazy. It's more of a matter of knowing yourself, knowing your personal organizing style. It's a matter of knowing what's going to work for you. Habit stacking really, really, really works for me, but maybe it won't work for you because you need to focus on one thing at a time. Maybe, simplifying everything in one small space at a time is what you're looking for instead of piling everything on your bed and only keeping what you really love. It's a journey from feeling that icky and messy and defeated laziness. I don't believe that for one bit. Don't get me wrong. I have lazy moments. That's for sure. And I tell myself, it's like, okay, forget it. I'm just not going to do that today. But living the organized life, I know I'm not a lazy person. I know it's a moment. And I think when we've tried to get organized before and it didn't work, or we've tried that container and it just was unsuccessful, or we used that technique and it failed out after a few months, then we start to feel like it's us, right? It's not a moment, it's not a system, it's not a program, it's us. I'm the problem. But when you embrace your hopeful organizing side, you realize, nope, I'm not the problem. I'm not messy. I'm not lazy. I'm not that programmed being. That just wasn't meant for me. Right? I mean, and I do it. I work through all the things because I do believe as a professional organizer, it's my job to continue learning what will maybe, do something better, right? I have a space that works great, but I'm still going to check in with it. Maybe it could be better. Maybe my organizing technique, maybe the 3S method could have a level up and be better. Maybe it could serve you better. And so I do try these techniques. I try the various Netflix ones, I read the books, I listen to the podcasts, and I consume as much as I can. And sometimes I implement things and I'm like, oh, hell to the no, not doing that again, because that just didn't work for me. Like, I've discovered what works for me. I know in 90% of my spaces, it's got to be non-visually set up. And it's got to, most of the time, be micro sorted. Maybe not super micro, like every button has its own thing, but micro enough where I don't have to dig through a box for something. But I already know that about me. So even if I'm trying something new and it's like, nope, I know how to reset. I know if I'm trying a new productivity time scheduling system, maybe I'm putting sticky notes on the wall for a month and trying that out to see if I can knock more things off my to-do list. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to see all these. It's overwhelming my brain to see them all, and I'm actually being less productive. But I tried it, right? You don't know until you try. I feel like I'm talking to my kid a little bit, but I'm honestly, these are conversations that I have with myself. Just because it's working doesn't mean it couldn't work better. And just because it didn't work doesn't mean it's you. It could be the system wasn't right for you. It could be the device isn't right for you. It could be the container is not your style for success. And so I want you to start thinking less of the I'm messy and lazy and more of the is this really built for me? Is this really something for me? Or is this out of my style and that's the problem?
Today's episode was sponsored by the monthly membership group. Are you looking for guidance along your organising journey? Ready to get some answers to your organisation questions? Or even just looking for some accountability in achieving your goals? The monthly membership group can help with all of that and more. To see if the group is the right fit for you, find details and clips at hopefulsimplicity.com.
And that's it for today. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share this with all of your favorite friends. And until next time, stay hopeful.